Ladies and gentlemen, K Kim here. Welcome to the Daily Update. Hope you guys had a good day trading today. Market is down about 2.3% there. On the S&P, Nasdaq down 4%, semiconductor 4.5%, Dow 1.5%, Russell 2000 down 2%, transport same, banks down, energy down, biotech down 2%, healthcare held up a little better but down about 0.5% there. Whole beer down 2.5%, utilities also holding up better but red. Nonetheless, retail down 2.6%, emerging market also down about 1%. It's a bloody red day today. Also seeing the Nasdaq and the semiconductor down close to 4 to 5% for the day. Bitcoin down about 4%, gold, silver, miners down, notably silver and miners down more than 1% today. Dollar down, oil up, treasury bond down. VIX popped about 10% there. Let's look at S&P 500 ETF. Spider. 65-minute chart here. So this is where we closed yesterday, and this is where we opened up today. We gapped down. And you guys remember what we've been talking about this entire week, right? This vicinity, my long-term moving average, right? And we also talked about the fact that bulls are running on empty. They've been overbought since about 440s or so, 444 or so. So they've been pushing it. And just because of this down move doesn't mean that all that work that buyers have done is, going to the sewer or anything like that. There's still some value in that. However, because we see another down gap, right? You see this gap right here. That gap was never filled. And I talked about this. As long as that down gap is open, bears are not going anywhere. And you can see how today bears are coming back, making the bull's life miserable. And the bad news right now, in the short to micro term, with this gap down, it would have been better if the buyers were able to fill this gap right away. But for the fact that we gapped down first hour, second hour, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, we kept coming down every hour after that gap down. And with that, we have the secondary down gap that is open right on that moving average. This is not a mistake. This is not a coincidence. It's not a random occurrence. The bears showed up right on that moving average. And this is a level we've been thinking about. We've been talking about. We've been watching this entire week. It was very suspenseful when we said what I said on the last night's analysis. And with that down gap that we see, and that gap was never challenged. Bulls were never able to gap back up to fill that gap, maybe because bulls were tired trying to make this move. Remember, the bulls had to go against the stream, against the current to make that move. They really did their best to push it all the way. But with that midterm downtrend sentiment, with that long-term moving average in that vicinity, bears are not going anywhere, and they're just biding their time to make their grand re-entrance, and they did that today. So the problem right now for the bulls is that the two down gaps are open, and that's a double threat from the bears. And these two gaps are gonna be that weapon for the bears. And if you're a bear and you're looking for much, much lower prices, you protect these gaps. These two down gaps could be crucial going forward if you want to see lower prices. And you can see how my midterm moving average, my long-term moving average, right? That in that 4-6 vicinity with also that down gap, strong. We also talked about the quadruple resistance level on the last night's analysis. Definitely bears showed up today, and the buyers are waking up in shock this morning, seeing this market coming down. So okay, we saw that bloody red day today. What now? what can we expect? First of all, I actually kind of additionally put this kind of this micro-term moving average here. Do you see this kind of really thin, light green moving average? And so I'm just kind of want to see, because there's a reason why we stopped right here, right? Not in my short-term moving average, right here. And upon, scrutinizing this market a little bit before I'm doing this little video here, I realized that micro-term, that what became as, you see, again, that light green moving average there, you can see it's been acting as resistance this entire time. And then when we broke above it right here, you see this? That moving average, that's when we saw the bulls making that move, finding that traction, and we saw that like 3 to 4 days of rally to the upside. And so now in one day, bears come down or bring it down with authority today, and we hit that level right on the money. Again, not a mistake, not a coincidence, not a random occurrence, just like we talked about right here. You see how bulls brought it up? We hit that long-term moving average. We kind of set there, right? So in the micro-term of things, that prior resistance, that micro-term moving average could potentially act as support. We don't know that as of today. We need to substantiate that with the price action tomorrow. Right now, bull's objective is to make sure get up here, fill that down gap that was opened up as quickly as possible. Because if you don't, you see right here, you see that down gap? Bulls kind of tried a little bit and they failed. What happened? Disaster. This is a potential level where bears can bring it down, and they can bring it down hard. Very, very hard. So if bulls can get up there and fill this gap, it doesn't have to be tomorrow, but the sooner the better, bears will bring it down. So you can see my midterm or my micro-term moving average is right on that vicinity. We have to see how it's going to behave tomorrow. My short-term moving average is currently at 443 or so. It's flattening out. We're not seeing that short-term moving average actually like curling back up yet. So in the short term of things, the moving average is letting us know that the trend is starting to waning down a little bit. We're seeing that trend that we have developed here with the higher lows and higher highs with this downturn today. It is start to see some pressure as the bears bring it down. So we got the 443 as a short-term moving average support, and also we also do have that prior swing high peak, right? The previous swing high there at 442. So those levels, and then what I want to do is sometimes, these levels could act, but I want to bring this down to one more time right here, just kind of this vicinity. You want to kind of give you that band of support. And again, this is also the level that, we can kind of draw that in right there. You can set uptrend support there. So that 442, really just where we're staying right now here, 440s right there. This entire vicinity is the level. This is the battleground that bulls need to protect if you don't want to see further disaster. Let's check out the oscillator and see if we can extract any more information. So this is what we talked about on the last night's analysis, and pretty much the entire week. You start to see this oscillator coming down. If bears, and I said this almost every single video this week, if bears start to see weakness from the bulls, they start to sense that bulls are getting tired, that's when they're going to come and attack. And that's what they did this morning. They gapped it down first, and then they kind of hung around in the first 2 hours here. Bears are kind of seeing what they're going to do, see if they can get right back on and fill that gap. And bulls were able to do that the entire year 2021. We see a down gap, bulls like, boop, just go back up, fill that gap, nothing. And the next day, bulls bring it right back up. Story's a little bit different now because we're dealing with a midterm downtrend. Because now the current, the wind, the stream is not favoring the bulls. And with that, you see bears come to attack. And with that, that oscillator is now pretty much a waterfall at this point. And bad news here for the bulls is that it's not oversold. Bears still have energy left. If they want to push it, they can push another day. Are we looking for another bloody red day tomorrow? Or are the bulls gonna step up here in this vicinity and get it back up, right? We'll find out more tomorrow. I'm gonna come back for you. I'm gonna reassess the situation. Enjoy your evening and good luck training tomorrow.